You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 6th of November. India's Bihar state votes in key test of PM Modi's popularity. Trump again links India-Pakistan ceasefire to tariffs. And 10 leftist parties unite to form Nepali Communist Party. And now for all the details. India's eastern Bihar state, a politically crucial state, underwent the first phase of polls on Thursday. Bihar is India's third most populous state with over 130 million people and a key electoral battleground where Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party has been in power for more than a decade as a partner in an alliance with the regional party, the Janata Dal United. The polls pit the ruling alliance against united opposition led by regional Rashtriya Janata Dal, teamed up with the Indian National Congress. The polling for the 243 assembly seats across 121 constituencies in 18 districts, with approximately 3.75 crore electorals casting their ballot. Bihar recorded a brisk voter turnout of 42.31% as of 1 p.m. in the first phase of assembly elections, as per the data of the Election Commission of India. The final counting of votes will take place on 14th of November.
हम लोग को स्वास्थ्य होना चाहिए और शिक्षा होना चाहिए, नौकरी मिलना चाहिए नौजवान को रोजगार के लिए। इस हम लोग इसके लिए नया सरकार बनाने के लिए हम लोग मतदान कर रहे हैं।
ये हमारा कर्तव्य है, भारतीय नागरिक होने के कारण मेरा यह कर्तव्य है अपना मतदान देना।
And while speaking at the America Business Forum, US President Donald Trump reiterated his claim of brokering peace between India and Pakistan. He revised his count of fighter jets down during the combat from 7 to 8. He claimed that the two nuclear-armed nations made peace in May only after he threatened to cancel trade deals. The India-Pakistan episode was among the 8 conflicts that the president claimed to have stopped since taking office. He has been repeating his claim since May that India and Pakistan agreed to a ceasefire after a long night of talks mediated by the US. However, India has maintained that an understanding of the cessation of hostilities was reached after the Pakistan's Director General of Military Operations reached out to his Indian counterpart for direct talks over the issue.
Pakistan and India, you know, I was in the midst of a trade deal with both of them. And then I read on the front page of a certain newspaper, I said, I don't want to mention the newspaper because it's usually fake news, but I heard they're going to war. 7 planes were shot down. An 8th was really badly wounded. But 8 planes were shot down essentially. And I said, this is war. And they were going at it. And they're 2 nuclear nations. I said, I'm not going to make any trade deals with you guys unless you agree to peace. No way, this has nothing to do. I said, it has everything to do. Your nuclear powers. I'm not trading with you. We're not making any deals with you if you're at war with each other. A day later, I get a call. We've made peace. They stopped. I said, thank you, let's trade. Isn't that great? Tariffs did that. You know what? Tariffs. Without tariffs, that would have never happened.
Moving on, a coalition of Sindhi civil society groups and the Sindhudesh movement has raised urgent concerns over alleged clandestine nuclear-related activity in remote mountainous area of Sindh province by Pakistan. In a formal letter to the UN Secretary-General, the International Atomic Energy Agency and related UN agencies, the groups claim that multiple underground tunnels and chamber systems had been constructed in areas north of Jamshoro near Noriabad, around Kambar, Shahadat and west of Manchar Lake. They claim these tunnels are under heightened military secrecy with restricted access and intensive construction activity and may be used for nuclear material storage or related processes. The groups warn that if nuclear materials are indeed present in these underground facilities, there could be severe risk of radioactive contamination, environmental damage and violations of international nuclear safety standards. The group has urged for immediate international verification to protect civilians and safeguard the environment. And a powerful 6.3 magnitude earthquake that struck northern Afghanistan on Monday has left survivors in despair, with hundreds of homes destroyed and freezing temperatures worsening their ordeal. The quake also damaged the historic Blue Mosque in Mazar-i-Sharif, where residents are urging the Taliban-led government to begin urgent restoration work. We have a report.
The 6.3 magnitude powerful quake that struck Afghanistan on Monday and left at least 27 dead and hundreds of houses destroyed, continues to scare the survivors, who are now uncertain about their future and don't know where to go. According to the Afghanistan National Disaster Management Authority, hundreds of houses were either completely or partially destroyed. A survivor said that the cold weather due to the upcoming winter, when temperatures drop below freezing, has made things even more difficult.
وجود داره که زمستان است بسیار هوا سرد است طفلای ما یک تعدادش میال از طرف شب بسیار تب شدید داره به خاطر همین دوسته شب میشه بسیار سردی است طفلا سرد شده دیگه جایی بر رفتن نداریم تمام حولی از بین رفت حتی زمین ازی هم دیگه قابل استفاده نیست این زمینی که چون شما میبینین مکمل ترکیده و رفته.
The recent disaster brings new challenge for Afghanistan's Taliban administration, which is already dealing with crises including an earthquake in August this year that killed thousands in the eastern part of the country.
آینده ما بخی نامعلوم است به خاطر اینکه ما با کجا بریم هیچ جایی هم نیست که از طرف دولت یا از کسی به ما وعده داده شده باشه که یعنی شما میتونین به اعمار بکنین و سکونت بکنین.
Meanwhile, residents in northern Afghanistan are calling for the Taliban-led government's help in rebuilding and restoration a historic mosque, the Hazrat Ali Shrine, also known as the Blue Mosque in the city of Mazar-i-Sharif that was damaged after Monday's earthquake. According to Reuters, no repair work has begun so far, and it remains open to the public.
Mazar-i-Sharif در شهر مزار-شریف یک نماد تاریخی هستند که مردم بیشتر در اینجا همیشه میایه و تجمع میکنه و در کنار از این قسمتایی که روضه شریف تخریب شده توجه جدی تجارای ملی و سایر افراد و حکومت توجه جدیش خواهان هستیم که در این قسمت اینا را بازسازی بکنه.
And in Nepal, 10 leftist parties on Thursday merged to form the Nepali Communist Party, uniting major fractions like the CPN Maoist Centre and CPN Unified Socialist, led by former Prime Ministers Pushpa Kamal Dahal and Madhav Kumar Nepal. The merger follows the September Gen Z uprising and aims to consolidate leftist forces before the March 2026 elections, though analysts doubt its immediate grassroots impact. The new party, guided by Marxism-Leninism, will use the 5-pointed star as its selection symbol. A 9-point unity agreement named Dahal as coordinator and Madhav Nepal as co-coordinator, with Jalanath Khanal as the third-ranking leader. The party plans a national unity convention within 6 months. Leaders vow to correct past mistakes, defend the constitution and rebuild public trust. However, some leaders including Janardhan Sharma and Ramkumari Jhakri opted out.
नेपाली कम्युनिस्ट आन्दोलनको इतिहासमा कहिल्यै नबिर्सिने दिन हुनेछ किनकि एकैसाथ 10 वटा कम्युनिस्ट घटकको एकता भएको इतिहास सम्भवतः नेपालमा छैन दुईटा तीनटा मिल्ने त भयो होला 10 वटा सबै आफ्नो ठाउँमा लामो वैचारिक सङ्घर्ष वर्ग सङ्घर्ष व्यवहारिक सङ्घर्षबाट गुज्रेका नेताहरूको यो एकता साँच्चै अभूतपूर्व छ ऐतिहासिक छ असाधारण छ। सम्माननीय प्रधानमन्त्री सुशीला कार्कीज्यूलाई म यही मञ्चबाट भन्न चाहन्छु तपाईं दृढताका साथ संविधानको रक्षा गर्दै अगाडि बढ्नुहोस् समयमा निर्वाचन सम्पन्न गर्ने गरी धाँधली रहित स्वतन्त्र निष्पक्ष र शान्तिपूर्ण ढंगले निर्वाचन सम्पन्न गर्ने गरी प्रतिसभाको निर्वाचन सम्पन्न गर्ने गरी अगाडि बढ्नुहोस् अनि निर्वाचन सम्पन्न भइसकेपछि प्रतिसभाले संविधान निर्माणको 10 वर्षको अनुभवको समीक्षा गरेर संविधानमा संशोधन गर्नुपर्ने आवश्यकता पनि छ। त्यसका कतिपय पक्षहरू हामीले सुधार गर्नुपर्ने आवश्यकता छ।
And Sri Lanka's President Anura Dissanayake will unveil the national budget on Friday, emphasizing economic reforms to meet IMF targets. Analysts suggest new taxes are unlikely in the budget as revenue levels have remained consistent. Sri Lanka has been working to meet IMF targets, which are critical to unlock further financing from the global lender and attracting investment to revitalize growth. Sri Lanka is drafting tax laws to attract foreign investment, an essential component of the reforms for securing the 6th IMF tranche of $347 million by year-end. The island nation has been working to achieve a 2.3% primary surplus target and boosting public revenue to 15% of GDP for 2025. The IMF program commits Sri Lanka to restructuring loss-making state enterprises, implementing land and labour reforms, and adjusting tax policies to incentivize investment. Dissanayake, who is also the finance minister, swept to power late last year on a pledge to end corruption and stabilize the economy after the island nation faced its worst financial crisis in decades in 2022. The World Bank projects growth at 4.6% in 2025 and a slower pace of 3.5% in 2026. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.